Hi, Tom from bknutrition.com. Now, what is the best time of the day to work out? Now, this is a subject of a lot of debate. There's been some research done on it. There's been some research done on things like testosterone at different times of the day, things like energy levels, brain waves, all those sorts of things. Now, this isn't going to be a discussion about all the science and everything else behind it. It's more going to be a talk about my experience, both with myself and also with my clients, because it's important to remember that everybody will be different. And although a research study says that this is the optimal time to do something, that might not be optimal for you. And if you have watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I talk about being optimal and being achievable, and sometimes being optimal is not being achievable, and actually going for something which is potentially 80% less or 80% effective is better than trying to aim for the 100%. So you've got to take what I'm going to say with a little bit of not a pinch of salt, but some maybe just to apply it to what you're doing and make your own decisions. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about mainly business owners, because that's the people I tend to work with. That's my client base, and the majority of people I work with do run their own business, or they are at a management level or an executive level, and as such, they have very, very busy schedules. Now, that's not to say that someone who is a home mum or something like that has not got a busy schedule, but I generally don't tend to work with many of those sorts of people. I generally tend to work with business owners and managers. So this is what I'm going to talk about, and there'll be relevance to you if you are a business owner, a manager, someone who works from home, that sort of thing. So best time of the day. Now, there are a couple of times a day which have been studied. There's been first thing in the morning, in the evening, last thing at night, that sort of thing, and also in the day. So although you can train obviously any time of the day, the ones that have been sort of actually really looked into are the morning training, let's say before work, before breakfast, that time of day. So we're talking about, say, 6 a.m, 7 a.m. training. Also talking about the sort of 5 p.m. time, so you go to a full day's work, you finish work, then you go training. And then there's the midday sort of lunchtime training window. So although there are loads of different places or different times that you could train, I'm going to focus on those three specific times, because that's generally the time that people get to get away from work and to train. So first of all, let's go for morning training. So this would be getting up first thing, maybe have a quick bite to eat, go straight to the gym, or you train at home and do your workout before you start work. What are the benefits of this? Well, first of all, the first thing in the morning, if you're a man, your testosterone levels are going to be highest first thing in the morning. So potentially you've got maybe a little bit more strength available to you, because you get up, you're fresh, testosterone levels are high, you've got the aggression ready for the gym. Also, it's the first thing you're going to do in that day, so you're going to be very motivated to go and do it, to get something done. Morning training is also quite beneficial in terms of the sort of habit building side of things, because if you have watched any of my other videos, you'll know I talk about making a vote for the lifestyle you want to have. So if one of the first things you do in the morning is to get up and go training, that's a vote for your healthier lifestyle. That's a vote saying, I want to be a healthy person, I want to build more muscle, I want to lose my body fat, I want to keep fit. So I go to the gym first thing in the morning because that's a priority for me. And so you're saying to your body and to your mind that going and taking care of your health and fitness is important. So what that then does, it allows almost a cascade of effect down for the day, because if you've already started the day with a healthy mindset, it's more likely that you're going to then eat well, you're going to do a bit more steps, you're going to have your fitness in mind through the rest of the day. So there is that element of it. The disadvantages of training first thing in the morning is that you might be a little bit tired. Certainly when I've done first thing in the morning training, I'm slightly less strong than I am if I train in the evening. Now that maybe goes against what I just said about testosterone levels being highest. That's mainly to do with nutrition. So if you've had a full day of eating, you've got a full day of food on board, and then you can go into the gym and really smash out a workout. Now there's a lot of bodybuilders who will swear by not training first thing in the morning and going in the evening, because they like having that influx of food in order to give them the strength for that workout. Now ironically, actually the glycogen that you might use for that workout is going to be from your previous day's eating. It takes around about sort of 12 to 24 hours for food to really make it into glycogen stores to any great degree. So if you've actually eaten well the night before, then that might give you a fuel of training first thing in the morning. So you have to look at your nutrition as well. If you're, say, doing like intermittent fasting or something like that, and you're not eating after 6 p.m, then you're going to try and do first thing in the morning training. Potentially there's going to be some sort of limit on how much energy availability you've got, and also your motivation there. So I found I'm slightly weaker first thing in the morning than I am say if I go training in the evening. However, the trade-off is first thing in the morning I generally am a bit more awake and alert and motivated. In the evening, I can be a little bit more tired, and it might be hard to get motivation. So although I might be slightly stronger, my motivation is slightly less. So there is a trade-off here. Not one time is perfect. Also, first thing in the morning, if you're getting up and say if you've got an important thing you need to get done, say for your business or a meeting or a project you've got to present for, then potentially first thing in the morning isn't going to be the best thing, because you might want to get in the mindset for that project. It also depends on when the project is, when you've got to present, all these things, time delays, time restrictions. So you've got to think about your day as it's coming up. Is morning training going to be suitable for you? Now, from my perspective, I will train first thing in the morning, say on a Monday, Wednesday, and maybe a Friday. And on a Tuesday and a Thursday, I'll train in the evening, because I have childcare responsibilities, and it's not possible to train first thing in the morning on Tuesday and Thursday, because once I've dropped my son to school, I then have to go into work, and by the time I go into work, it's about 9:30, 10 o'clock. So if I was going to train then, that'd be pushing more towards the lunchtime training window. And actually, I found that training at that time for me is not the best. It's not the optimal, and I tend to dither a bit more. So I structure my stuff around my childcare responsibilities and my work responsibilities. So let's talk about evening training. So if you're going to train, say after work, so the idea is you do a full day's work, and then you down tools, right, shut off, I've finished work, now I'm going to train. So this can be beneficial in terms of the fact that you're, okay, I've done all my work for the day, I've accomplished something for the day, now I'm going to go and smash a workout, get all that stress out, finish the day on a high, because I'm training, I'm lifting weights, I'm doing cardio, whatever, and you're stopping the day on a sort of a physical fitness high. So remember, when I talk about votes for the lifestyle you want to live, this is a vote in the evening for that lifestyle. Now, the advantages for this is that if you do train late in the evening, it's going to be in your mind that you've trained and you've made these sort of healthy votes for this healthier lifestyle you want to lead. Now, that potentially might mean you're going to snack less in the evening, because it's still going to be in your head that you've done all these healthy, wonderful things for your body. So then snacking in the evening potentially is where a lot of people have a minefield in terms of calories. If you're not going to snack in the evening, that potentially can help you if you're say doing a diet, or you're looking to lose a bit of weight. It can control that, not so much from the sort of the calories perspective, in that you're mindful of your calories, you're more mindful of the lifestyle you're trying to accomplish. So some people who do diets do prefer to train in the evening, because it gives them this motivation to not snack in the evening. And also, if you think that through, if you're training say 5-6 o'clock, then you train for like an hour and a half, time to get home, have your dinner and everything else. By the time you come around to that snacking window, as in when your dinner's gone down and you're maybe getting a bit hungry, it's going to be about 9:30, and that's normally the time that people think about going to bed. So it's quite easy then to say, no, I won't snack because I'm about to go to bed. Whereas if you train first thing in the morning, then you come home from work, and then you've got 5:30, you might have your evening meal then, and then you've got maybe 3 to 4 hours where that snacking window can come in. So there is a benefit there in terms of potentially helping to manage your nutrition better. Also in the evening, like I said before, some people, me included, generally tend to report that they feel stronger in the evening. That might just be a mental thing. It might just be a fact that I've had a day of food and now I feel as though I can lift more. Certainly when we look at, say, studies, there's not really any difference between morning and evening training, certainly not for fat loss anyway. Performance-wise, I don't think there's that much of a difference. I haven't looked at that into massively great detail, but certainly listening to people who are much more educated than myself on other podcasts and stuff, there doesn't seem to be you must train in the morning because you're stronger and you'll perform better then, or train in the evening because you're stronger and perform better then. It seems to be what works for you. So there's no real advantage, as in physical advantage, from doing evening or morning training. It's generally what works best for your mindset. Now, I would say that morning or evening training is probably where you want to be going. Certainly when I work with business owners, generally the morning one generally tends to be the one people do go for, because it allows them to actually make that vote for this linear lifestyle first thing in the morning. And if you are a business owner, and like me, I'm a business owner, I own a gym, I'm a nutrition consultant, have my own consultancy, it should be for me really easy to get motivated and go to the gym at any time of the day. However, I still have my business to run, and what can happen if you're a business owner, you'll understand this, is that you start doing something in the day and all these other jobs come in, and then say 5 o'clock when you're scheduled to train, it might be, well, I haven't done those 3 or 4 things, and then the decisions comes, do I do those 3 or 4 things and delay or postpone my training, or do I stop that and potentially lose money and go and train instead? Now, if you're a business owner, you'll understand this is a very difficult decision to make. If you work for somebody else, it doesn't matter. You go, well, that's 5 o'clock, that's the end of my day. Pfft, whatever, tomorrow. If you're a business owner, it's not that easy to do that, because if you don't work, if you don't do the stuff, you don't get paid. So that decision does come in, and it does affect how my clients actually, how many times they make it to the gym. So generally, as a rule, we look to maximize morning training and then get that out of the way, for want of a better word, and then smash out the work for the day, so that when you finished at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, if there is something that has come up which needs your attention, you can do that without the worry of, oh, and I'm not going to train and I'm going to miss my training, and then the resulting, oh, I haven't trained again for 3 days in a row because of work has come in. Now, I appreciate there's going to be people watching this who go, well, you should manage your time better, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, I'm quite good at managing my time, but sometimes in business things come up which you can't manage, you can't predict, and you just got to do that as and when. And certainly I know there's people who will agree with that. So for business owners, generally I'm looking at morning training. For myself, I train 3 days in the morning, Monday, Wednesday, Friday normally, and I'll train Tuesdays and Thursdays in the afternoon. Now that's 5 days of the week, so one of the days of the week I'll not train because I need to have rest and recuperation. So I train with weights predominantly, so I would take, say, maybe 2 or 3 days in a row and then have a break and then do another 2 or 3 days. Now, I also do cardio in terms of my kettlebell cardio, and that's quite easy to do because I do that from home. Now, if we're going to talk about working from home, then potentially you can train at any time of the day. However, and it might be that, oh, it's easy to train because I'm training at home. However, I've found that when I'm working with people, that's actually not the case. It's actually harder to get motivated to train at home because your work environment is also your gym environment. Now, I have done a sequence of videos on training at home and maximizing training at home. I'll put a link into that at the end of this video, so if you want to go and watch that in more detail, you can. But I talk about generally having segments of your house or segments of your day which are blocked out like a diary to train, and then you have divisions between training time and you have work time. Because what a lot of people do when they're training from home, what happens is that, oh, I've got to sneak in a quick workout before my next Zoom meeting, before my next phone call or whatever. What happens is that the previous Zoom meeting or call or whatever overruns, then they've got to get ready to go to train. So then by the time they've started training, because it's overrun, they've eaten into their time, and then the next Zoom call comes up and actually they've reduced their training window. So they don't actually get the workout they want, which leaves them feeling very frustrated and very unhappy. So I do talk about buffering. So when you have like work time and you buffer that with, say, about a 15-minute gap before you go into workout time, and then there's a buffer at the end of the home training in order to prepare yourself so you can have a shower or whatever, get you right back into the right mindset for going back to work. So there is that option as well. The morning and the evening training thing still applies. However, if you're training from home, you might have childcare commitments, which means that training in the afternoon is going to be difficult if you've got kids coming home. Normally, when I work with people who train from home and have kids, they generally will they'll drop the kids to the school run and then they'll do their training session straight away, and then they'll go into their work day. Like I said, this does depend on if you make your own schedule or not. So a lot of business owners do make their own schedule. However, sometimes we have clients which you have to see at certain times. Now, the thing I've missed out here is the lunchtime training slot. Generally, I try and avoid the lunchtime training slot if I can. The reason is because if you're building up to, say you're going to train at, say, 12 o'clock or 12:30, if you work for yourself and you run your own business, when you're running up to that time, there's going to be things that come into the day which potentially you've got to finish in the afternoon after your training session. The issue is that if you are doing those things and you stop to go and train, potentially those things are going to be on your mind as you're training, and it's quite difficult to switch off to then come back and to do it afterwards. So I generally recommend to clients, if they can, not to do a lunchtime training session. It might be that that's the only time you can train. So if you are going to do that, and remember as well, you've still got that time eating into it. So if you're overrunning on a meeting or a call, even if you're not working from home but you're working in your business, you might find that meetings eat into it, and then it's eating into your training window, and you've got to get it done by the next meeting. So if we're going to do that, we've got to have that training buffer, and we've got to have that switch off time. And what a lot of business owners will do is they'll sit on their laptop eating their lunch or whatever, and that is the wrong thing to do, because if you're, say, you're eating your pre-workout snack while you're doing your emails or doing your whatever it is you do for your business, and then you're going straight into your training, you haven't got that mental switch from going work into training. And it is a different mental focus that you've got to have going from work into training mode. So what I would suggest is that if you are going to train, have like a little pre-workout snack. You stop your work, close the laptop. Even if you're not going to go on your work stuff, if you're going to watch like YouTube or something while you're preparing for your workout, close your laptop, because that's where you do the majority of your work most likely, and then watch it on your phone or something, so that your phone is your leisure time, and you watch a YouTube video or whatever, Facebook, whatever you want to do, and take a bit of downtime away from work while you're eating your pre-workout snack. And make sure you do have a pre-workout snack, because that does set you up. So the pre-workout snack's like a signal that you're about to train. If you only have that snack pre-workout, if you do it consistently again and again and again, when you have that snack, the body will go, oh, and the mind will go, oh, we're about to train, because we're having this pre-workout snack. So it allows that switch from work into workout much more easily. Also, make sure you change your clothes. So even, I work in a gym, so I wear gym stuff most of the time. I will still change from my work gym stuff into my workout gym stuff, because it's that change of state which prepares your mind ready to train. And then obviously when I finish my training, I change out of that and then go back into my work mode. And I'll also have a post-workout snack. So I'll have like a protein shake or something like that, which signals it's the end of the workout and it's the reward at the end, which helps build your muscles up. All this is about anchoring and mental preparation, which I've covered in these other videos. But if you are going to train at lunchtime, make sure you've got those buffers set up. The 15-minute beforehand where you have a small workout snack, could be a banana or something like that, but make sure it's a snack that you only really eat pre-workout. Some of my clients have things like muller rice and stuff like that, because it's like a very easy carb hit that you can get in before you train. Then you train, then you have your post-workout snacks like protein shake or something like that, protein shake, banana, a bit of creatine, and then while you're having that, you're getting changed or whatever, and then you're back into work mode. So you've got to make sure that you separate your work from your workout, and then if it's in the middle of the day, you're definitely creating that buffer in order to be able to maximize the workout there. In terms of testosterone and stuff like that, if you're a guy, testosterone tends to be lower at lunchtime. Might not affect your strength levels, to be fair. I mean, it's what works for you in that sense. Personally, I've found that for me, training in the morning does give me a bit more of a motivation, but training in the evening as well, I'm able to smash it. I do feel a bit more pumped that time. I hardly ever train at lunchtime because of the reasons I've outlined just previously about having to sandwich that stuff in. I don't like doing that. I prefer to either train and then smash out my work for the day, or smash up my work for the day and then train. So it's the before or after. So I've either started the day the right way or I'm finishing the day the right way. However, you've got to decide what works for you, what's best for you, and experiment with a few of those options. But if you are going to train at certain times, make sure you set yourself up with certain anchors, like getting in the right clothes, having a pre-workout drink or snack, having a post-workout drink or snack, and make sure you've got your workout planned as well. And this is the thing that a lot of people tend to get wrong. They just go to gym, oh, what am I doing now? 10 minutes thinking about, oh, what am I going to train? What am I going to do this? What am I going to do? Oh, that guy's on that, so now I've got to do something else. By the time you've thought all that through, you're 15-20 minutes into your workout time. Then you've only got 20 minutes left, and you go, oh, what's the point of training? Bit of bicep curls and we'll leave. And that's a very common thing to happen as well. So before you go into your workout, have your workout planned. Now, as a coach, I do have my own coaching app which has workouts which my clients just load up and go, oh, okay, I'm doing that today. Bang, go into the gym, smash out and come out. They don't have to think about it, just have to do the workout. These types of things are available on YouTube, on websites, free workouts and stuff like that. I've got some on my own YouTube, which you can download if you want to have a look at, and on my Instagram as well. There's some free workouts you can follow there. But make sure you've got that workout in mind. If you've only got a limited time frame to be able to do those workouts, make sure you plan what you're going to do. Don't just turn up at the gym and go, oh, what am I going to do today? Because what will happen is you won't do a lot and you won't be challenged. Same if it's in the morning, same in the afternoon. Make sure you've got that workout planned, what you're going to do, got some sort of pre-planned routine, what you're going to do. Because otherwise, what you'll do if you just go through it yourself, you won't challenge yourself. You do a bit and go, well, that's enough. That's a bit too, that's a bit too much. I won't do any more. And we all do it. I'm a bodybuilder, been competitive bodybuilder. If I didn't have my plan set out, I would skimp a little bit on the workouts. It's only when I started really planning my stuff out and really thinking, well, I'm going to do that, and that today, that I really started to see workouts come to fruition, and I was getting better gains. So that's my guide onto what is the best time of the day to do a workout. It is a little bit, I'm sorry about, it depends, and it depends on this. But those are the factors I generally tend to consider with clients and how I put them into action. So I hope that you have enjoyed this. Hope this has given you some food for thought, so to speak. And if you like this talk, please do subscribe, like, etc. Do all those things that help me get my rankings up and boost the video a little bit. See you next time on the next talk, and I'll speak to you later.